Okay, today's story is number 80. Why so few succeed? Ninomiya Sontoku, the 19th century Japanese agriculturist, was seated at dinner with his family. He reached out to help himself to some pickled radish and found that several of the slices were connected as the knife had failed to cut all the way through. Indicating the poorly cut slices, Sontoku commented, "This shows the importance of following through in all you do. Serving pickled radish is by no means easy. You have to lift off the heavy stone on the jar, remove the lid, and pull out a radish covered in rice bran. Then, after replacing the lid and the stone, you have to wash off the radish, slice it up, and arrange the slices on a serving dish. But if you fail to use enough strength when slicing it, you end up with something like this, which would be rude to serve company. Most people can do 80 or 90% of a task, but they fail to do that last 10% carefully. That's what makes the difference between success and failure. Remember, it's always the last bit that makes the difference. The author and educator Sugi Toshisuke was once the head of First High School, today's the University of Tokyo. He used to relate how, after graduating from college, he paid a call at the home of statesman Shinagawa Yajiro, a fellow native of Yamaguchi Prefecture, whose life had often been in peril at the tumultuous time of the Meiji Restoration. It was an age when college graduates were rare and highly revered in society. As Sugi came strutting proudly up the walk, Shinagawa, seated on his veranda, told him, "Just remember, graduation for a human being is a funeral. If you don't keep that in mind, you won't carry anything through in life." The phrase graduation for a human being became Sugi's lifelong motto. The world of professional sumo wrestling is rigidly hierarchical. It is said that depending on your placement in the rankings, you may be treated like a lord, a servant, or a worm. This uncompromising attitude is part of what makes sumo sumo. 1/3 of all newcomers quit within the first year. Most of the rest quit in 4 or 5 years, unable to attain the rank of junior grade wrestler. 1 in 20 of the junior grade wrestlers makes it on to the senior grade division, and barely 1 in 150 becomes a champion. How hard it is to carry through to the end without any let up in focus, maintaining one's original determination all the way. Small wonder that so few succeed. Okay, very good. Yeah, so there were few stories here talking about why few people succeed in life, or few people we find around us who are really genuinely happy and have no regrets. It has something to do with not following through. So it's easy to put in maybe 60% effort, 70 or 80. That last 20 minutes, that last 20%, that's very difficult to be such a thorough person. Yeah, one thing that helps us get there is cleaning every day and removing the dust, because it raises our sensitivity to what is there, but usually we don't see it. We just neglected or it doesn't come to our attention. So if we make the effort to do the cleaning every day, which is one of our Buddhist practices, we become more sensitive, and actually we get a lot of insights that helps us follow through all the way to the end, not just 80 or 90% of a task. So that's one thing we can learn. And like, when we are cooking, some people cook hamburger or salmon or chicken. If you don't cook it through, so people get food poisoning. In this example, it was just pickled radishes. Yeah. So it's harmless because it's vegetarian. No one got food poisoning just because the chef or the server didn't cut through, but they were all stuck together. So it was difficult to take out one slice of the pickle. And especially in this era of COVID and pandemic, it creates a lot of discomfort if people use their hand to separate it. So it's kind of rude to serve that to the company. But in case of radish, yeah. But if it's meat or fish, the result will be disastrous because people get food poisoning if we don't cook through measuring the temperature. Yeah. So yeah, and also we heard the statement here that funeral for graduation for a human being is a funeral. Like that's the end of it. If we feel, oh, I've got it all, I know it all, I've graduated from this. The path of enlightenment does have a point of graduation, but other than that, everything else we can always improve more and more and more. So that's why we don't want to settle for less. Yeah, constantly striving to be the best we can be, and that's the parameter of diligence and patience. So good job everyone for being here practicing together. Today is Thursday. We're going to have Morita Sensei's advanced session at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Have a wonderful Thursday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Gary.